we have completely different personalities, right? So I'm more extrovert, I'm talkative, and in a lot of ways I'm argumentative. I could have been an attorney. That's the type of guy I am. So I can get into a good debate, could be really aggressive. Sometimes I'll even admit that I could be a little arrogant. And so when you couple all that together and you put all of that with some testosterone, then you got yourself some issues. And I was that guy that had those issues. And my wife, at that time, she's not anymore, but at that time, she was extremely quiet, really passive, to a certain degree, like shy. And, she would speak. A lot of times she would speak without speaking. It was more facial expressions, and sometimes it felt like I was pulling teeth just to get an answer out of her when we were trying to make a decision or anything like that early on in our relationship. We would have disagreements, and during those disagreements, my attorney side came out, and I was just going to get her to see it my way, or I was going to argue her down to a certain point just to prove that I was right and that she was wrong. It was one of the worst things that I could have done early on in our relationship. And now and then they try to pop back up again, but we learned how to deal with one another a lot better now. As we matured, we understood that our personalities were completely different. And the whole reason for all that aggression that I would show against her, number one, I treated her like one of the guys. And that was a mistake. It was treating her as if she was my enemy sometimes, when we were in heated disagreements. And other times it was just a desire to basically force her to respond quickly or force her to react a certain way that I wanted her to react. So the whole idea was like I was being controlling. And I want to share this with you. If you're the wife, if you're the husband, please hear me. If you control your spouse, they're going to want to get out. Come on, it rhymes. Put it together. Make a song out of it. Put it on a t-shirt. If you control your spouse, they're going to want to get out. Nobody wants to be with a nagging spouse. Okay? Proverbs talks about a nagging woman, with a guy. And the guy just would rather be on the rooftop than in the house with a nagging woman. Let me tell you something. You can flip that around. You can make that a dude, and a woman. If a guy's just nagging his wife, if he's complaining, if he's bickering, looking for arguments and contention and strife, look, an angry man is an angry man, and a wife cannot soothe that man's anger. Only God can. It didn't matter if she gave me the right answers. I'm gonna promise you this, it still would have never been good enough. It doesn't matter if she gave all the right statements and if she stood up to me and argued back. Let me tell you something, ladies, look, if you got that aggressive dude, don't jump out of your character. You be who God made you to be. That person has a problem that they need to take to God, and there's really nothing that you can do other than don't add fuel to the fire by instigating, right? So you don't want to become a person that's actually just causing that person to erupt. You can pray for that person. You can intercede for that person, and don't give them any fuel to the fire. One of the things my wife did really well, she would learn to just keep her cool, and that irritated me the more, I promise you that. But a lot of times she would humbly, love on me even through difficult moments until the Lord got myself together. And so what I'm gonna challenge every man here that's listening to this, or ladies, if you got that temper, if you have that contentious, controlling side, I know all those words sound really bad and aggressive, but the truth of the matter is that's what it is. If we want to be freed of that, we have to relinquish control of our spouse to God. How they are and who they are, how they react, how they respond, how soon they answer your questions, when they talk, when they don't talk, what they wear, what they don't wear, that's really none of your business. They are God's child. They have the right to be themselves, and we're supposed to love them as they are. And if we can't love them as they are, then that means the problem is not on them. The issue is on us. We owe them love. That's what the Bible tells us, is that we owe people love. And so to show our spouse love, even though they may not be reacting to us or a conversation or a certain issue a certain way, doesn't give us the right to all of a sudden badger them and be contentious towards them. The healing for me came when I got some Celebrate Recovery in my life. And some of y'all have heard about that, but it's a program that talks about literally admitting that I'm not God. I'm powerless to control my tendency to do the wrong thing, and that my life is unmanageable. And so I had to turn my will and my life over to Christ's care and control. I can't control me. Lord knows I can't control my wife. Only the Lord is the one who knows how to heal me and to heal my wife. And so I had to begin to release control and judgment off of my wife and turn my life and her life over to the hand of God. And if you struggle with this, I'm gonna challenge you. Get some freedom. Get some freedom in your life. Resource, Think Differently, Live Differently will be a great book to read. Or to go to a Celebrate Recovery class. It's offered all over the country. It will be something that'll be very powerful for you, that'll help you mature so that your relationship can continue to grow.